It's your boy. I'm back. All right. So, think about Scorpios. They like to crash and burn, not just uh, crash, and not just burn, but crash and burn. Meaning that they would rather crash and burn a whole relationship than sabotage a whole relationship before they let you have one up over it. And that's not just in ending relationships, but that's also in pursuing, like, if it's a Scorpio man pursuing a woman per se, he'd rather have a woman, like, basically totally curse him out. And like Eminem said this shit on the song, he was like, I'd rather have you kick me out. I'd rather have you, like, I think it's a Superman song, like Eminem said something to the extent, like, he'd rather have a girl curse him out and punch him and kick him out than to let her have one up on him type shit. Like, this is literally how Scorpio approach situation. And like, if they can't totally control a woman, their spouse, and this kind of pertains to Scorpio men, but I mean, this mostly pertains to Scorpio men, but Scorpio women do this too. Like, if they can't have total control over their spouse, they'd rather just crash and burn the whole shit. And this is why, like, Scorpio men, a lot of times they date weaker women. And then, like, you think about the question you asked, so would you rather date somebody that's smarter than you? Would you rather date somebody that's dumber than you? And that Scorpios will tell you that they would rather date somebody smarter than them, but they're going to pick somebody that's dumber than them every time, and that they need that control. You know what I'm saying? And then if they're going to turn around and say they got high standards, you're saying to lead this person anyway, when it's like you pick somebody that's obviously weaker and less intelligent than you, but then you know what I'm saying, totally. And that's the other thing too, like, it's a leave you in limbo. Like, Scorpio will leave you in limbo, like leaving you second guessing, not knowing what the fuck is going on type shit. And they're like, you know what I'm saying, y'all may be fucking, or y'all might be, you know what I'm saying, starting to like each other, and then all of a sudden they just fucking totally they just flip it up on you, and they might stop calling, or they don't fucking, they just stop acting the same. So, and mind you, like, let's tell you a quick story. Like, I was shooting a movie with a Scorpio guy. It's called 79th. And mind you, like, the movie dude was a pimp. He was supposed to be a pimp. He was supposed to be pimping his white chick. You know what I'm saying? And what ended up happening was we were shooting every Saturday at 12 o'clock. That was the schedule. You know what I'm saying? And we would shoot maybe about 10 minutes worth of footage every Saturday. We would work from like 12 to 2. And it would literally, like, during that whole 2 hours, we would maybe get like 10 minutes worth of shooting. And that's really all we needed, because like, we were releasing this like a web series. So we were releasing like 10 minutes every week that eventually was supposed to turn into this whole fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? But we only got about 8 weeks into it. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, 1 week was skipped. So like, that's why if you followed the 79 series when we had put it out, it was literally 7 episodes. And each one of them were about 8-9 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? And when we got to week 8, the reason it didn't stop. Like, we were supposed to keep going. You know what I'm saying? But we had to cancel it because the main guy who was doing it was a Scorpio guy I'm telling you about. He started booking photo shoots on Saturday at 12 o'clock. So like, what happened was, like, we was putting this series out and people were seeing it. You know what I'm saying? They was like, wow, this is intriguing. So they start contacting him, and they start setting up appointments to meet with him. They want to do a photo shoot with him. You know what I'm saying? To put in a magazine or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So he booked it on the exact day that we were supposed to be doing the show. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, we 7 weeks into this. It's like routine now. So it's like, why would you book this on, you know what I'm saying? So when I went to him, I'm like, man, what are you doing? Like, man, I'm going to, mind you, like, I saw him, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm pulling up to go, we even shooting this at his house, mind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't even have to go nowhere type shit. Like, I actually was coming in, I had to drive all the way across the city to his house to shoot this shit. You know what I'm saying? I drove all the fuck over there, and he's walking out the door. I'm like, man, where you going? We here to shoot. Mind you, the other cast, the other people showing up to come shoot. I'm like, man, where you going? He's like, man, I got a photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you mean you got a photo shoot? We got to shoot the movie. We on week 8. You know what the fuck going on? Oh man, I don't know what to tell you. I booked a photo shoot. I got to go do this photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? This dude want to interview me and put it in like a local newspaper says. I don't know exactly what somebody wanted to interview him, take pictures of him, and publish it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it didn't just leave me in limbo. It left all the other cast members in limbo. And they're like, we didn't know what the fuck. Like, this is the main character of this whole fucking series. You know what I'm saying? So, Scorpio will do this type of shit to you. And they're like, they are very easily distracted by third party affairs. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, it's like, that devotion, like a lot of times they say Scorpios have undying devotion, but like that devotion you know what I'm saying, is not, you know what I'm saying, once they interest, like if a third party come along, and something come along more interesting, basically, you see what I'm saying, you better believe that they gonna fucking jump shit. I've seen this even with Scorpio women with a man, and that like Scorpio women will go cheat on their man, all that shit like that. But on the surface, it seems like they got this undying devotion. You know what I'm saying? But it's really, it's like, nah, they just really dedicated to keeping themselves from getting hurt. You see what I'm saying? And keep moving they shit at an intrepid pace, like moving faster than you. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all moving like this together. But then trust me, if a Scorpio got the opportunity to move like this, you know what I'm saying, they gonna leave your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all comes from, like I said, from like some type of third party affairs, and then like you might be doing business, you might be doing music, or you might be doing like a project, some shit like that. If something come along and it look better, like you better believe the Scorpio gonna go that way. Right, but then they want total full fucking commitment from you though. Like, you see what I'm saying? And that's what the really part is, that like they won't be committed at all, but they totally want you to be like basically brainwashed by them. You know what I'm saying? And like totally under their spell. Scorpios cannot go with the flow, and a lot of times when you put them in a situation, with a room full of people, and it's certain things for them to require, they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at me, look at me," type shit. Like they like to stand out and crack on people and make jokes and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? They never just like, they don't make good team players. Like they like to undermine the leadership, and you know what I'm saying. So like, they don't necessarily question the leadership, but they just like to undermine it a lot. You see what I'm saying? And even make fun of the people that's in power. They think everything is bullshit. Even like this video, you see what I'm saying? Like everything to a Scorpio is bullshit, and then like, even the truth is bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can be right with a Scorpio. It don't mean that they gonna line themselves up with the truth, in the way that you saying it. You know what I'm saying? Just because you saying the truth for a Scorpio, don't think that's gonna get you anywhere. You can be right. It don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna see, man, that nigga talking some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck happened with you and your boy? I thought y'all was cool. Oh man, I didn't know if I got some bullshit. Like, little do you know, the bullshit he's talking about, the dude who turned, you know what I'm saying, he was dead fucking right. You know what I'm saying? But like, they not gonna come out and say, oh man, you know, I did some fucked up shit, and he's pissed off at me about it, but I'm gonna make it up to him. Like, they're not gonna say shit like they just gonna see it as bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They will paint you as the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? They will play devil's advocate, what I call in hood, call automatic subtraction, which is probably what, like, they send to listen to this video. You know what I'm saying? They constantly get automatic subtraction, mean like not adding on to the thought, but subtracting from the thought. And they say, or you can't necessarily look at it that way, or it's like almost like devil's advocate, but it's not devil's advocate. It's just like an overwhelming amount of devil's advocate to the point where it's just like just negative. You know what I'm saying? Where like any type of idea that you come at them with, and that like, you know what I'm saying, they just kind of automatically get you to focus on, almost like a Virgo in the sense that like they just focus on the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that. The Scorpios are very nefarious. Some Scorpios have seen a ghost at some point in their life, especially in their younger years. I know I've heard 4 different Scorpios tell me that they've seen a ghost, like literally seen that shit walking somewhere. You see what I'm saying? And they have relationships with ghosts sometimes. Sometimes Scorpio kids will talk to ghosts that are not even there. They'll sit there and have whole conversations with ghosts. Or they talk to their grandparents, like they might see their grandparents. It's like their grandparents being down, their great grandparents, they'll sit there and talk. Like my son has even done this, in that like he's told me stories about my dad. He never even met my dad, you know what I'm saying? But he'll be like, Dad, your dad came and saw me and he told me that he missed me and he loved me and he gave me a hug. I'll be like, man, what the hell? What the hell? What? Like, you know, and it'll be so detailed, you know what I'm saying? And then like, you know what I'm saying? I think he's lying, but like, you'd be like, how the fuck did you, that, like, to the point you really think, like, you know, you motherfucker really saw that motherfucker type shit. Like, you don't, it ain't even no question. You know what I'm saying? My father been dead for fucking 7, 8 years almost, you know what I'm saying? And my son be telling me how he be still seeing him. I don't know if I said this in another one, but Scorpios turn into eagles, then they turn into a phoenix, which is a 3-step phase of phoenix. So, I mean, it's a 3-step phase for Scorpio. So make sure you know which one your Scorpio is, and they're like, are they still a Scorpion, are they an Eagle, or are they a Phoenix? Now, every Scorpio will tell you, oh, I'm a Phoenix. Look at me, I'm a Phoenix. Like, oh no, I'm a Phoenix. But like, just before that thought, trust me, they were just saying that they were a Scorpio. Like, oh, I'm Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. It's like actually the original symbol for Scorpio was not Scorpio, it was a fucking eagle, and like in certain other interpretations, it was a Phoenix. Scorpio was literally the last symbol that was attached onto the sign. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not even really Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? But it's really an eagle. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I was just telling you before about how Scorpios are distracted by third party affairs. And then like, okay, we're Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Then you all of a sudden you hear a motherfucker come on and say, well, no, it's actually eagle. Then it's like, okay, eagle. Like, you saying, but like you were just so passionate about Scorpio, and now we're eagles. Like just that quick, and they're like, they will literally throw themselves out there like, okay, no, Phoenix. I'm a Phoenix. Like, I'm the highest. Like every Scorpio thinks they're the highest form of Scorpio, not knowing that behaving that way is a Scorpion trait. Just keep that in mind. Scorpios are very bad influence in their teen years when they're going through puberty, and when they rebel, it can be very bad because it's almost like an emotional rebellion, not just a regular rebellion. Where like these are the type of people that will come out and say, fuck you to your parents, or like even kill their parents in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? That shit is in them. They are very bad influence to the people that are around. Like if you don't like somebody, and then you meet a Scorpio and you let the Scorpio start talking to you, really not gonna like that person. You know what I'm saying? That's they feed on bad energy like that more so than a good person. Like in the same situation, like if you met somebody that you knew that you like, I really like this person. This is my dog, it's my ace. Like, so they're not gonna like that person as much as you like them. But if you hate them, then yes, they will fucking hate them, you know what I'm saying, more than you hate them. This song by Lady Gaga is called Bad Romance, I think it's called. And this is a very good theme song for a lot of Scorpios, you know what I'm saying? And that you could cut that song on, like something riding with Scorpio, and make that their theme song, and they will fucking hate you for that shit. Like if a Scorpio ever piss you off, just put on Bad Romance and tell them that that's their song, and just play that shit. Like they will fucking hate that shit. Because the words in that song is literally like geared towards Scorpio. Do not let your wife/husband hang around Scorpio, especially if they're the opposite sex. They gonna fuck them. But even if they are the same sex, like if you married, you're saying you're a guy married to a Scorpio woman. You know what I'm saying? You're married to a woman and she has a Scorpio friend. She's gonna be a bad influence on your wife. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. And she's going to highlight your negative traits. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Scorpios do this shit even with me, and then like I was dating a woman. You know what I'm saying? And then like I seen them kind of just like every time we get around, they would constantly try to bring up my negative traits to try to make me look bad. You know what I'm saying? In front of the woman I was with. You know what I'm saying? But mind you, this is opposite sex, but there have been situations where you look at where I've seen, you know what I'm saying, Scorpio women try to influence the women that I'm with too. You know what I'm saying, to cheat and to do like, you know what I'm saying, go behind my back, all types of shit. I've seen both sides of that. You know what I'm saying? So you should not let your spouse hang around with Scorpio's friends. A lot of Scorpios want you to argue with them, and this, like I said, this plays out subconsciously because like not necessarily they want to argue, they just want to show you that they can beat you in arguing. It is very important for a Scorpio to not just beat you, but make you understand why and how they can beat you type shit. This is why they will a lot of times not turn down the opportunity to spill their emotions all over the place. One thing Scorpios will say all the time is, I didn't say that. I didn't even say that. And it's like they did. Like this Pisces do this shit too. And even kind of, I guess all water signs kind of go through this, but like they will say shit, and then when you tell, well, you said to say this, like I didn't say that. You're like, yo, like Scorpios are one of the, like, I don't know if who's bigger than this, Cancers or Scorpios, but Scorpios are very big on this shit. they do have approach on everything. Like they're the only one who knows, the only one who understands. Nobody gets it other than them. Scorpios will stalk you. Um, good way to approach Scorpios is kind of just asking them, man, why you ain't stalking me yet? Like, you know what I'm saying? That I seen a dude say this shit to a Scorpio chick, but you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, how long is it gonna take till you start stalking? You know what I'm saying? And like, even though she acted like if she didn't piss her off, you could tell that shit really pissed her off because like he just kind of knew, and she hated the fact that he knew. Scorpios do have a hesitancy of trust. That means it takes them for a while for them to get them to trust you. So say even if you, especially the more nicer you are, the more shit you really buy and gifts. You know what I'm saying? You really try to do some shit to try to bond with them. The more you do that, the more they're gonna try to look for your motivation and see what your motivation is. You know what I'm saying? Even if they pursued you first, and they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you a guy Scorpio pursued a female, you know what I'm saying, and eventually just likes him, and then all of a sudden he shows up one day and she buys him a shirt or some shit like that. He gonna be looking at her like, what she trying to, you know what I'm saying? What is she trying to do? Like he gonna be looking for the agenda of what it is what she trying to do. So they have a hesitancy of trust like that. This also prevents them from being brave in situations where they should. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of Scorpios are brave in situations where it's easy to be brave. But like when they are literally in a very conflicting situation, they wait for it to be over before they're gonna get revenge. And they're like right there in the heat of the moment, they're not going to be as brave as they should. You know what I'm saying? Because they're more plotting, they're more manipulating. This is also a Pluto energy in that like Pluto requires you a lot of times to be passionate in situations, you know what I'm saying, but under certain circumstances, like you know what I'm saying. So like, yeah, they only attack if they know that they're gonna win, type shit. So like, you know, that's not necessarily. I don't want to say that's not brave type shit, but like, this is somebody who you cannot necessarily. I mean, you don't say they're gonna take the easy win. So like, is that? I mean, you don't necessarily call like maybe even on Mayweather, Pisces, and this guy McGregor. You know what I'm saying? This last fight that he's a Cancer, but you don't necessarily consider Floyd Mayweather brave for beating McGregor. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like he was like McGregor was outclassed, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? But, like that's how Scorpios are. Is that like they'll only like kind of fight people that they know they're gonna win, but then they want you to see them as like brave type shit. It's like motherfucker, you beat up somebody who's fucking half your talent. You see what I'm saying? And nobody sees that as brave. You see what I'm saying? They will make their partner miserable to the point they might even have PTSD. They might have to go to counseling and shit like that. Like they like their partners miserable almost, and that like it gives them a way to control that energy, where they're miserable on their terms instead of their own terms. They will pick and choose when they love and hate you on their terms. So like that's why a lot of Scorpios have love-hate relationships, or you know a Scorpio, you're gonna have a love-hate relationship with them, and that they make you love them one minute and then you hate them the next. It's almost like the Sour Patch Kids commercial. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they be like, well, first they're sour, then they're sweet. Like that's Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? They will not be friends with their ex. Like I don't think I've ever seen a Scorpio that's friends with their ex. You know what I'm saying? That whole concept to them is like this. That's what's so crazy is that like I know a lot of people are still friends with their ex, and they're like, you know what I'm saying, ain't a big deal. But even I think Demi Moore, she's a Scorpio, right? And I think after her and Bruce Willis had broke up, and she had got with Ashton Kutcher, they still kept you know, Bruce Willis was still for him cool beats for him to get in there. You know what I'm saying? But this is very rare do you see this with Scorpio. Like Scorpio like to cut you all the way the fuck off type shit. You know what I'm saying? Take the kids, take the house, take the money, take everything, and cut your ass the fuck off. So you know what I'm saying? There are some rare situations out there where you will see certain Scorpios still be friends with their exes, but it is very rare. So like if you are with them and y'all do break up, just kind of expect not to be friends with them. And then like some Aquariuses are very big on that, like not necessarily being friends, but just keeping everything on the up and up. Like Aquariuses do not like people walking around talking shit about them. You know what I'm saying? And then like they'll call you up, like a lot of times people misunderstand this shit, but like they'll call you like, hey man, what's up? You got anything wrong with me? You something you want to address with me? But like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you out here running your motherfucking mouth about me type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Scorpio, I mean, Aquarius will even do that shit with their ex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, no Aquarius wants to be beefed with their ex or seen bad by their fucking ex. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you are an Aquarius and you used to date a Scorpio, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you keep putting yourself in a situation to, you know what I'm saying, just keep things cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? That like, you know, that, like, you've seen a Scorpio at their worst. So you know that this motherfucker will do some stupid shit. Like they would totally run around, run their fucking mouth, or just do some shit, stupid, out of pocket type shit. So like a lot of times Aquarius will try to check that shit before we get to that point. At least me, just speaking on my behalf. Like I try to check that shit up front. But what have happened a lot of times is that, like, you know what I'm saying, it end up opening up them old wounds. Motherfuckers start arguing all over you. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's in a business sense or even in a relationship sense, trust me, do not try to remain friends with, even if it's your end or they. And if they try to act like they're still trying to be friends with you, trust me, they not. They fucking use you. You know what I'm saying? And if they do, and if you do, you know what I'm saying, go see them. You say, man, you know, it's good. Just trying to go holler, see what's good. We're trying to talk to you in a while. You know, shit like that. Expect like a real good connection that's going to eventually lead you right back down to the reason you're gonna realize, man, this is why I stopped fucking with this motherfucker at the beginning. And then like, you know, they start bringing back a lot of those familiar feelings about, you know, saying that familiar energy, laughter, and stuff like that. But then trust me, like they gonna, just as soon as they get comfortable, they gonna go right back into the bullshit and remind you why the fuck you got the fuck away from it. Very dreary, dark rain, gray, like dark cloudy. It was a dark and stormy night. Like that's some straight Scorpio shit. It was a dark and stormy night. Well, you'll see Thriller, the Michael Jackson, Vincent Price, the poet. At the end, he goes, "Darkness falls across the land," like that dreary ass. The midnight hour is close to hand. Creatures crawling, searching. Look, I feel to terrorize your neighborhood or some shit like that. But like that's the Scorpio energy. Like you go watch Thriller and listen to the poem part. If Vincent Price reads the poem part on Thriller, he's describing the Scorpion mind, believe it or not. You'll see a billboard or like a Calvin Klein ad where the girls be looking at you like they want to fuck you, like they just, like right into the camera, like they give you that, like, you know, that horror, almost like a horror, like fucking hypnotic ass stare that all models kind of have or born with. This is some Scorpio shit. Like they like to lock eyes with you dead on, like a seduction. Like, you know what I'm saying? They like to stare in in billboards. Like Scorpios, people who really put that shit together. What's up, bro? All right, hold on. Let me finish my video. Wait, hold on. I'm almost done. Scorpios will come in your house, take a shit, take a piss in your toilet, and don't flush it. I've seen this happen several times. They can be infidelity. You know what I'm saying? They can be infidel. They like that shit. Like, so you got certain Scorpios who enjoy cheating on their spouse with no guilt. You don't feel bad about it at all. Right. When you think about attraction works like this. Almost like when you walk out in the morning, like it's early in the morning, and like if it was cold out last night and then like the sun started coming up and you got that dew like on the grass, which is like the moisture in the grass, but then the sun come up and then it makes like this fog because like the dew from the grass is starting to rise up and it just, I don't know if you ever come out early in the morning, like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, it's just like a fog. It's like a fog moving across the whole, like the grass. It's not happening with it. This is literally the same thing that happens with attraction. Like when you get attracted to somebody, this is why somebody told me a long time ago, man, Scorpios are not that mysterious. Somebody told me this shit. And I was like, I never thought Scorpios were mysterious from the first place. And like when he told me that, this shit stuck with me so bad. I was like, how the fuck did he know that? Like, I've never seen Scorpios as mysterious. I've never saw this. Like, and like this is why it's very difficult for me to take that shit serious. And then like, I don't know, it's almost like a child pretending like he tough type shit. And it's like, motherfucker, you ain't tough. Like it was an article just recently came out. DMX was getting interviewed. He might he's Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying? But he was talking about Onyx. He talking Sticky Fingers, who is a Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? But he had said that shit. He was because like when DMX had first came out, he did a song with Onyx. It was called "Shut 'Em Down." Like this is a fucking huge song back in '97. You know what I'm saying? And everybody thought that Onyx was already fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like when DMX came, he was bald head nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like bald head crazy nigga type shit. Like when DMX came in, like he brought that shit to a whole nother fucking level. Like when you put DMX on track with Onyx, and like DMX sounded more crazier than them. You know what I'm saying? It really made people realize, like, okay, these motherfuckers are not as crazy as they like. Sticky Fingers is not as crazy as he portrays himself to be, type shit. You see what I'm saying? And but DMX is really that fucking crazy type shit. You see what I'm saying? So, this is literally how I've always seen Scorpios. Like you see, like how DMX looking at Onyx. Like these motherfuckers ain't crazy, motherfucker. I'm crazy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I do not see Scorpios as mysterious at all. Like you see what I'm saying? I see them as like trying to be mysterious. You see what I'm saying? It's like a magician. Like if you knew a magician, how he did all his tricks, you would not see that magician as mysterious type shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's always been very difficult for me to take that shit serious, and that like I can see what the fuck you trying to do, and that like somebody else is gonna be like that dew on the grass, and that like, but the fog happens in your brain, like you start thinking foggy type shit, so that because your attraction senses are going off, and that like your body temperature is increasing. You know what I'm saying? But you're fighting that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever see, like, this is literally what they thrive on is like the seduction, the desire, shit like that. Is like getting your body temperature, right? Getting you so hot, but you're still trying to cool off. So this is literally creating a fog inside your mind. And the fog is where what's called attraction. This is where attraction kicks in because you're confused. You know what I'm saying? And you also think too, like, what is it about a woman that makes a guy attracted to her? You talking about like the curves of a woman, saying her hair, saying her eyes, but like literally women are just as human as men. They just have different parts. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, those same body parts will totally scatter the brain of a guy and have him doing shit that's like not even natural toward his, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't even, like, you got guys that are married, you type shit that will fucking get so attracted to a woman that they will like fucking go fuck. They would leave their wife and go leave their family and go fuck with a whole other shit type shit. You know what I'm saying? So what is going on here? What is this attraction? You know what I'm saying? What is it? What is so mysterious about this woman? You know what I'm saying? Me as an Aquarius, it is very difficult for me to like ignore those thoughts. Like I'm gonna have these thoughts like, okay, wow, it's a beautiful woman. Why is she beautiful? What is it about her that's making me look like I've weighed this fucking shit out so many times, and then like this is another reason why people say Libras are some of the most beautiful signs because we're talking about symmetry and like perfectly lined up on one side than it is the other. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is literally what makes something beautiful is that like it's the same thing on this side is the same. It's like literally even on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like the symmetry is what makes something beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Typically. So if you have good symmetry, it's going to be considered beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Scorpios play on that right there. And that like, if I can just get you to stare at me long enough, eventually I know that you're going to get attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? So they use their eyes. They use the hair falling down over the eyes. It's like, you said, like, if I put my hood on like this type of shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? This is really not a good example. But, like, when you see a woman with their eyes, like, if you can barely see my eyes like this is going to draw you in more to try to see. Like, if you can only see part of my face, it's going to naturally make you want to see the rest of my face. Scorpios are very good. It's like even when you're shooting videos, like when people shoot videos, the way they position themselves in videos and poses and things like that, Scorpios are very smart at using their avatar to hold your attention in and make it appear as mysterious. And to me, it's never been, but they are good at doing this. You know what I'm saying? Polygamy. A lot of Scorpios can be very good at not just cheaters, but also polygamy, and they're also very good at explaining to you why they are a good candidate for polygamy. And that this goes back to them thinking that they got high standards. You know what I'm saying? So like one wife is not good enough for me. I need 2, 3 wives, shit like that. Like so I'm saying when the actual the shit that come along with supporting 2, 3 wives, they can never like tell me you talking about just a sexual experience, but like once you come and you have an orgasm, you start okay, now you need food. Now you gotta go to work. Now you sitting there hanging around 3 fucking women all day, it's fucking type shit. And like they're gonna fucking have an attitude. They're gonna be fucking irritated. You gotta feed them. You gotta get toilet paper. You gotta like you know what I'm saying? Like this is what our earth sign opposed to polygamous situation. Like you gotta take care of all these women. That thought don't really play out with a Scorpio. It's just like I'm the Don Juan, I'm the pimp, and I'm you know what I'm saying, these are my women type shit. Like you're not thinking that you gotta deal with this shit every fucking day. Not just 1 woman, but 3 women. So I'm saying they're not thinking that far. They just see, okay, polygamy, yeah, we live in a time when polygamy is cool, so I'm gonna go give me 2, 3 women. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea what the fuck they signing up for. A lot of Scorpio men are very feminine, just like Cancer men. A lot of times, I think that the mind of the Scorpio man is a woman, and they're like they are highly seductive. Like you really stop and think of the male signs. Like you think of all 12 signs, but as far as men, you don't really think of like men seducing women. Like so, it's not really a trait that you put on guys. But like you think of like a Scorpio man, you gonna instantly think, okay, a guy's seducing a woman, and they're like, who is really good at seduction? Who's better at seduction? Who's really better at seduction, men or women? Obviously, women. So when you associate that same thought to men, you think seduction, you know what I'm saying? Scorpio kind of approach it how women approach seduction. And that like, if you take the genders away, what is really going on in the aspect of seduction, which is like, it's like underlining, underhanded manipulation, the hijacking of the brain cells in regards to attraction type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Exploiting the male-female dynamic through the senses. You know what I'm saying? How do you do that? Okay. What is considered masculine? You know what I'm saying? Sharp collars, sharp lining, sharp haircut. Like, you know what I'm saying? Guy, that got the sharpest attack. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio man will turn all that shit up to attract a woman type shit. You know what I'm saying? You won't necessarily do it for himself. I ain't gonna necessarily say because he will do it for himself, but you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do that shit for their wife. And they're like once they get married, they get in a situation, they're not going to like wake up and try to impress their fucking wife every day. But like the pursuit, they will do this shit. They will fucking and this is like this is female shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of guys who get with a woman, you know what I'm saying, they be fucking every day, and all of a sudden the woman just stop fucking. Type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a woman dress up every day, make herself look pretty, but then once they get married, they stop doing this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is Scorpio traits. They're not usually just women, but like it's Scorpio men traits. And they're like, if you with a Scorpio man, a lot of the shit that they was doing in the beginning to seduce you, it was like almost like a trap. And like now that you in it, now you like being tortured and victimized and forced to stay in a situation that you no longer really want to be in type shit. You see what I'm saying? They do not live up to their own standards or the same standards that they have for you. A lot of times they don't do that shit themselves. Like they'll tell you to stop drinking while they drinking themselves. They'll tell you to make up your bed when they like if you're a Scorpio parent, you telling your kids to make up your bed, and then like your bed don't even be made up yourself. You telling your kids to clean up, like you don't even clean up yourself type shit. They will tell you to, you know what I'm saying, finish school and they ain't finish school themselves type shit. Like literally almost every standard, even their diet, they tell you don't eat meat, they eat meat type shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of shit that they do. You can tell you to pray, be super religious when they're not super religious at all. Scorpios and Pluto. Scorpios also ruled by Pluto, and like I said, Pluto is a funny planet in there. Like Pluto is about, I guess I don't want to say sacrifice, but giving up something to get something. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's time. You know what I'm saying? It's time. Pluto is way the fuck out there. You know what I'm saying? It's the last planet. So, like, it takes, I think, almost like 240 years to go around the sun, something like that. It's almost like 240 years for it. Like, whereas we take 365 days to go around, I think Pluto takes almost like 240 years. I hope I'm not wrong. You know what I'm saying? But basically, I'm only saying this to say is that, like, Pluto is the furthest out planet, so it takes the longest amount of time to make itself around. So it's a lot of time involved in Pluto. So like it's about letting the drama play itself out, and then like you know what I'm saying, you can't really force drama. Like you can force drama to go a certain way, but at the same time, there's a natural synchronicity to things. There's a natural give and take to things, and this is a lot what Pluto is about. In that like you can't get everything that you want. You will get certain things, but you can't get everything that you want. And then the certain things that you do want to get, there will be sacrifices that come along with it. You see what I'm saying? So Scorpio is not afraid to be in a long-term relationship with somebody and then break up with them type shit. Or like Scorpios, I've heard this in a lot of terms. They say Scorpios have time. They have time. They have time. Scorpios have a lot of time on their hands. And this is Pluto. And they're like, Pluto has a lot of time on his hands for a lot of bullshit to happen. And, you know, a lot of good things can happen too. But these are all conditional things. And they're like, you know, the practitioner is navigating this shit type shit. And like, you know, you zig this way, you got to zig back the other way. You zig this way, you got to zig. It's almost like a Libra energy to it. And then, but it's like as time is playing out. You see what I'm saying? So, the last shall be first, the first shall be last type shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a guy on YouTube, his name is The Sunny Side. He's an astrologer. I believe he's a Scorpio. Somebody told me he had a video on about me. I've never seen it. If you have seen it, you can leave it in a comment. That would be great. You know what I'm saying? I have looked at a couple of his videos. It's very hard for me to watch his videos, and his energy is totally different from mine. And a lot of male astrologers who do astrology, they come off like real feminine. You know what I'm saying? And then like his like you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of guys who do astrology videos, you understand, think that they're gay. You know what I'm saying? But it just be because it's like when you're doing astrology, it's a feminine energy. So you might even see a little come out in my videos, and that like I'm not, you know what I'm saying, gay. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with astrology, you're dealing with self-awareness. There's gonna be a feminine, natural feminine energy too. You know what I'm saying? When you with a lot of spiritual Scorpios, when they get into their shit, you see that feminine energy come like out at a rate that's way more in your face than other signs. And then like I watched, I ain't gonna say no names, you know what I'm saying, but I've seen like Leo astrologers, I've seen Virgo astrologers, I've seen Gemini astrologers, I've seen Aries astrologers, I've seen Taurus astrologers, you know what I'm saying, but like literally the most feminine, without being gay, like the most literally feminine male astrologer I ever seen was the Sunny Side. You should say he was a Scorpio. But I'm not. See, that's the shit too, man. Like Scorpios get just as soon as I say that, a motherfucker get offended type shit, and it's like, motherfucker, you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker ain't trying to offend you, and I'm just trying to show, like, from my world, looking at that, like that shit looks super feminine. So I can't even relate with that shit. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I watched a couple of videos. He seemed like a very smart, wise guy, but it's hard for me to watch a guy talking like that, like you were saying, with that voice like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna start doing like this and shit. Like, man, like, well, fucker, you a man? Like, talk with a fucking, you know, it ain't no disrespect to him. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. It's difficult for me to sit through that shit. This brother's a very wise dude. He knows a lot of information. So I'm saying, he got like almost, I think it's a couple thousand videos on this motherfucking page. You know what I'm saying? I ain't watching none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? I did scroll through a couple of them just to see, just get an interpretation, because I knew I was making this video. I was going to have to speak on it. But, yeah, like, I knew another guy, too, who's a Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? We used to, I know he's watching this video, too. And I know he know, I ain't going to say his name. I know he know I'm talking about him. You know what I'm saying? But, like, even, too, like, when we were with him, I used to talk to him a lot. And, like, he was just, like, super feminine-ass energy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Almost like a fucking, it's the difference between, like, a woman and a bitch type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, that motherfucker was like a bitch. Like, he wasn't like a female, he wasn't a feminine, it was like a bitch type shit. Like you know the difference between like a man acting like a female versus a man acting like a bitch type shit. Like, this is a man acting like a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, those feminine traits were not even developed feminine traits. And then like, it wasn't nurtured in a way to heal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why a lot of, you know, guys who do give that feminine energy, like even the Sunny Side, like we talking about Sunny Side, like in that, like he's saying this shit in a way that, you know what I'm saying, it's really geared toward healing. And like, females are healers. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you're speaking about astrology, the sun, the planets, and motivation, emotions like that. It's going to naturally tune you into that healing energy. You see what I'm saying? So if they don't have that healing energy type shit, it's gonna look like a bitch. It's gonna look like a man acting like a straight bitch type shit. You see what I'm saying? And like I've seen that in even like the guy we was filming that movie in. You see the guy we was filming the 79th movie in. You see what I'm saying? He had a lot of that shit too. And then like he used to try to act super masculine, but like you could see through all that shit. Like man, like motherfucker, you female as hell. You know what I'm saying? And not just female, but like bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop this right here and we'll come back. I think.